Hey fish friends, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Zenzo from Tazawa Tanks. Tazawa Tanks. So anyway, I am down in the fish room. I just did some water changes and I tried something new today. A friend of mine gave me a gift and basically it's something for me to test and try out. So I tried it out today. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I want to ask your opinion on it, and I want to share a couple of updates on a couple of the aquariums down here in the fish room. For those of you that don't know, I have 29 aquariums. I've got 23 down here in this room. This is a fish room that I built, and anyway, so I've got everything from, you know, Oscar cichlids to African cichlids and mud skippers and all kinds of things. Anyway, I have a couple of tanks that I want to talk about, but let me get the thing real quick. Let me set up my camera here. I'm going to get the little device that I tried, and then we'll talk about that real briefly. For those of you that don't know, I live in San Francisco, California, and in this city, like a lot of the cities in the United States, we have chloramine. Chloramine is different than chlorine, where it is more stable in the water, so it's not something that you can get rid of very easily like you can with chlorine, where you can gas it off. It basically stays in the water supply, and it is pretty harmful to fish depending on the quantity, and also harmful to the beneficial bacteria in your filtration and in your aquariums. So I have been treating the water with, you know, dechlorinators, etc. I've talked about this before. A friend of mine gave me this little device. It's actually something that you would like bring like to your RV or camping or something like that. But this is called the Garden Hose Filter, the Clean Water Fun Garden Hose Filter. But it's supposed to remove chlorine, chloramine, VOCs, and pesticides, herbicides found in water supplies. So if this thing actually works, and if it actually removes chloramine from my water supply, this is possibly going to be a game changer as far as doing water changes and having some flexibility with how I do water changes. For those of you that don't know, if you do have chlorine, it's easier to remove. You can gas it off by just letting it sit in like a bucket or a garbage can, and, you know, throwing some aeration in there for a couple of days and it will gas off. Or you can also remove it with carbon blocks and things like that. Chloramine, it doesn't work as well. So I don't know what is in this thing. It does do up to 10,000 gallons. So far it's had probably about 1,200 gallons ran through it between my friend and myself. So I don't know. Have any of you guys tried anything like this? Any similar brand? Have you done any testing? What I will tell you is I did try it out today doing water changes. I wasn't using it to see about the chloramine level, and I didn't break out my test kit to test for chlorine. And I have to do some research to see if I can find a test kit that will really do well in testing chloramine. But what I wanted to see is how well does this work with flowing water, and is it going to be something that would be practical to use? Basically, you would thread your hose into one end and then your attachment on the other, and all of the resin and carbon and whatever is in here will supposedly take out those harmful elements, chlorine, chloramine, etc. So I tried it out. It does restrict the flow considerably, so it took me a lot longer to do water changes, but maybe that's because it's working. So I still went ahead and used my dechlorinator in the aquariums. I used the fridge product today, and but in the future I am going to do some testing and, you know, try to test the levels of chlorine and chloramine. But I wanted to just tell you guys what I was doing, show you this neat little product. I don't know if any of you have tried anything like this, so if you have, please comment down below. A couple of other changes that I've done down here is I moved some fish around. So down here in this 40-gallon breeder tank down there, I had kind of like my Congo tank. So I had some Congo Temptress, and I had some 5-star general cichlids down there. Now, the 5 stars had spawned in the past, and none of the spawns kept. So I don't know if it was because the Congos were in there and they predated on them, but even when I had the 5 stars separate from the Congos in another tank before, the fry didn't survive either. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the parents are just kind of like eating the fry after they've been swimming around for a few days. So I'm actively feeding a lot more in there to make sure that the parents are well fed. And I'm also feeding the fry as well, which I didn't do in the past because it didn't have enough time. It was only visible for a couple of days and they were gone. So I've been feeding them pretty heavily. I've been like grinding up flake food to where it's like in a fine powder, and then I've been feeding the parents different foods. So so far it's been pretty good. It's been I've seen fry in there for about 5 or 6 days now, maybe 6 days. So fingers crossed on that, and hopefully they survive, or some survive. Not that I want to flood the market with 5-star generals, but I would like to successfully spawn these fish because I have been trying for some time. And then that brings us to the Congo Tetras. What happened to them? Well, they are down in another tank down here. And you can see this tank, and I'll have some B-roll. This is a 40-gallon breeder. I put a large piece of manzanita driftwood in there, and some leaves in there to help to lower the pH and kind of give it a more acidic water quality for the Congo Tetras. It is an open top tank. The reason why it's open top right now is because the manzanita is too big and it doesn't fit in there, so it's kind of like sticking out, and it's still getting soaked, so it's kind of floating a little bit. So eventually I may put a lid on there and you know, just cut the wood down, or I might just leave it open top. I don't believe that the Congos are jumpers, and I did leave, you know, about 3 inches of space between the top of the tank and the top of the water surface. So as long as I don't startle them, I don't foresee them trying to jump out. It's been this way for about a week now, and I haven't seen anything. There hasn't been any fish jumping out, obviously, because they're all still there. So anyway, that is what's going on with the Congo Temptress. Now, I do want to ask your question about the Congos and get some advice from all of you. What do you think would be a good fish for me to keep with the Congo Temptress, if any? Should I just leave them alone? I am going to put some substrate in there, so right now it's just leaves and wood. I do plan on putting some type of substrate in that tank. I just haven't decided on the color yet, so I'm still kind of thinking about it, and also it's going to be dependent on what other fish I do decide to put in there. But this does require a little bit lower of a pH than like some of the other African cichlids as an example. So I don't know quite what to put in there, and also because if it's going to be an open top, it has to be something where, you know, we can't put like a small Bashir or Baishir or whatever in there, because one, the tank's probably a little too small for that, and then two, we don't want the fish escaping, which that definitely would, because they are they can get out of tanks. So comment down below on what you think we should put in that tank. Should we do some other fish, obviously with substrate, or should we just leave it alone and just do the Congos? Maybe I'll get like 1 or 2 more. Well, 2 more, make it a nice little 8 or so. There's 6 in there right now. So anyway, comment down below what you think I should do with the Congo Temptress, and yeah, so that's it. New way of changing water, baby fish, Congos. Now, I almost forgot about our new thing, which is me answering questions or reading comments from the previous video. So this is going to be something that I'm going to do on a regular basis at the end of videos. So make sure to comment down below if you have something funny, witty to say, make fun of me, whatever. So there are 3 comments that I was kind of laughing about when I read them, and I'll share them with all of you right now. The first one is from Drawer Full of Rocks. This is on the most recent video with Aquapros, when I did the fish room tour with Mike from Aquapros. And Drawer Full of Rocks says, Area 51 has 2 of my fave aquarists together. Who knew? What are traps? Thank you for this video. So the reason why that came up is because in that video, I had read a comment about someone asking how to get traps, which are this part of your body right here, these muscles that basically are at the very top of your shoulder, between your deltoid and your neck, basically, and they kind of go towards the back. I'll put a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So anyway, that is funny. That is what a trap is. A trap is this part of your body right here. So, Drawer Full of Rocks, yes, great to hang out with Mike from Walker Pros, and now you know what a trap is. The next one is from Nick Tenick. Nick says, I want to see Zenzo and Under Armour team up. The rock of fish keeping. I would love to team up with Under Armour as well. Obviously, they're not going to pick up a fish YouTuber, but if that were the case, I would definitely 100% wear Under Armour in every video. Not a problem. But, you know, someone contact Under Armour, you know, send them a tweet on them or something, you know, send them a comment on a tweet or something like that and tell them to sponsor me for sure. At least, you know, free gear, shoes, everything, I'm down. And then the last question I'm going to read today is from IFG. A lot of you probably know IFG, Inquisitive Fish Guy. He's been on my channel before. And he asks, what kind of hair gel do you use? I'll be right back. All right, it's no surprise that I use hair gel. Probably in a lot of my videos, my hair's all styled and spiked or whatever. I have tried almost every hair gel out there in the market, from really expensive high-end hair gels to the really inexpensive stuff and everything in between. And I've been using different types of hair gels for many, many years. The one that I found to be the most useful for me is it's an inexpensive gel called Eco Style. Look, so you guys see that there? Eco Style Crystal Professional Styling Gel. I use a lot of it. Obviously, these are, how much is this? This is 32 fluid ounces, which is like those large Gatorade bottles. So this is 2 of them. Obviously, it lasts me a long time. And I just buy it on Amazon. I found it at Target one time and tried it out. Loved it, and went back to Target. They didn't have it. Went onto Amazon and ordered 64 ounces of it. So far, so good. So that's what kind of hair gel I have. So anyway, that was fun. Make sure to comment down below if you like this. Comment on the video. Comment about asking me questions that are fish related, not fish related, whatever. And if there's something funny or if there's a good question, I may answer it. That's all I had for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to don't forget to give it a thumbs up, big thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.